Hello everyone and welcome to another Endzone Let's Play. Now a new add-on, a new DLC, Prosperity, is coming out in a couple of days, and I've got a key to play this game, to play it for you, and of course we're going to play this one. I've enjoyed my first playthrough already quite a lot. It's a beautiful city builder survival game, and Prosperity adds a lot of new things, like new buildings, especially beautiful high-tech buildings made out of concrete. So we only had like salvaged shelters up to this point. It's adding new tech trees, new big buildings, new quests and stuff like that. And I'd say let's start a new game, a new settlement, and try to survive in this very ungodly wasteland. Enjoy. Now, and here we are now. We have a little bus here, a bus rack in the center. We do have a few survivors, like this guy here, Jack. He's just called, oh, I guess Jack is going to play a vital role in this game here. He's got some tools, some clothes, some education, nothing else. We got a few children there. We do have in total 10 adults and 5 children. We do have a lot of resources there, or, well, couple of resources I should say. A bit of wood, a bit of scrap, a bit of tools. We do have some 600 water, 600 food. That's it. Radiation levels at the moment are low. We have high health levels, and confidence level is rather neutral. Let's just have a quick look around the map. As we can see, there is our settlement core center, more or less. Oh, what's coming in there? Some pigs are coming in there, and yes, we do have a nice beautiful big lake to the south, some mountains everywhere, and lots of building space. Now of course radar attacks are activated, so we might be facing some invasions from time to time that I will need to tackle heads on, but for now let's start with our first basic, well, I should say basic infrastructure that we want to build here. And as always, I'm going with a double road. I just love that design in kind of like every game that I'm building, and it just adds a bit more character to a city, right? Let's just go ahead and build us a few things. Down here we have the water source, so we will need to get up down there, and over here we do have some nice forestry area that we can use then for our first production buildings and stuff like that. I will also go ahead and assign a few tasks here, so gather some wood. That's the first thing that we need to do here, a bit of wood. Let's chop down some trees here to the south. I'm also going to say gather some scrap here. As we can see, we do have some scraps rather close to my village, and I definitely want to gather them. And let's also gather some plants that are rather close by here for a bit of food that we need for the first days, as long as we don't have any buildings yet. And as we can see, well, my settlers are going for that. Weather forecast at the moment predicts a bit of rain tomorrow, but nothing out of the ordinary. No radiated rain as far as I can see. We have some light radiation close to my settlement. Citizens should not stay in there for too long, otherwise their health will drop if they don't have the proper, well, protection, and we don't have that yet. So light radiation is fine. The rain is going to wash it away again from time to time. Other than that, we should be fine. But of course we should also hurry up here with, well, our first few building projects. Now speaking about that, we do have, I think, some homeless people right now. No one actually has some home, or has a home here that he can live with. By the way, we can also see the new buildings here already, like the greenhouse and the aquarium that I'm going to look forward to. Lots of new things really, like the advanced school there. We have the comfortable house that is needing some concrete and steel there for later on, that is going to make the city more beautiful. And for the community, the upgraded pub we have there as well. Now the first resources are coming in. Those people are seeming rather happy for now. Kind of like reminds me of The Walking Dead here, right? So we are making a small little village there. Oh, and we already have, oh, we have radiated goods now in the bus rack here from this territory there, from this area where we have some light radiation. Now for the street building, I'm going to assign, out of my 10 settlers that we have available, I'm going to assign 4 right now to builders. So they're now going to build ahead and build the street there. We are also going and have the first buildings now that we need. The first one is water, so I'm definitely going with a well here in the beginning. Let's have one actually, yep, up here in this forestry area there. So this is 100% efficiency. The wells, we should not have them too close to each other, right? So the efficiency is dropping for each well next to each other, but this should be fine in this radiated zone there. I'm also going ahead and have my first gather cabin that we need, or we could have a hunting lodge. Let's have the gather cabin for now in this area there as well. And also very important that we do get our, well, wood supply going in. So for the resources, I'm going with a forester lodge that is providing us with a bit of wood that we can then add for our building processes. So these 3 buildings up here. Here we still have lots of scrap. I don't think that I can really build my road here in this area for now. Right, so we're a bit blocked for now, but of course we're getting rid of that over time, and that should be fine. Yes, and as we built that, the first day is coming to an end. It's getting dark here rather. I don't know if I should be worried about those piggies here that are running around. Boars, I should rather say. Let's also go ahead and have the first cabins here, so the first houses for my people. I'm going ahead and have like the first 4. Yeah, let's have 4 here, a nice little block of cabins that we're going to need for the people to live in there. And of course also to scootly poop and make new children. And as the next day is dawning, these cabins are coming to life here, so the people are moving in already. So as with, for example, Banished, you need 2 adults in 1 cabin, so kind of like a small family takes the place, and they then produce children, as we can see. So there is still a young couple there, and here we do have a young couple with 3 children already. There we have a young couple with 1 child, that is Sophia, that is now growing up here. And yeah, well, once she reaches age, we will have a new adult then at our hands. We can also see that Antonine and Patricia are coming to adulthood pretty soon. And we have 11 adults working for us right now. Another settler has reached adulthood. We are going to assign one to the well keeper right away. So the problem with the well is it's not producing water automatically. So we are going to need a well keeper here that is producing us the water out of that. Now we still have 4 homeless people, 4 homeless settlers. Let's go ahead and build a few more cabins in this area. And also we finished now the Forester Lodge and the Gatherer cabin. Both of them, well, we can assign now a work area for them. So I don't want to have the forester, of course, working right in my settlement there. I wanted to work a bit further away where it's planting trees and stuff like that. So let's have it over here in this area to the north. For the forester, and the gatherer is doing the exact same thing also here, because where we have trees and forest, we have bushes and berries and stuff like that. And let's assign out of the 7 that we still have 2 to the gatherer and 2 to the forester to get some wood in and to also get some berries in. Water is really running out now, so 200 only. The well is only now starting to work though, but I'm going ahead and I'm going to have another well then right next for us. Let's have one here rather in this mountainous area, I think, or actually down here close to the where we are, close to the lake. And I might also have one here that we have 100% efficiency. I'm going ahead with this one, and then one in this area there, a bit further away perhaps, but still in the area. There we have it. And let's also get us a nice dirt road that people can travel. As we can see though, they're building the dirt roads here, and they're prioritizing building buildings first before they go for stuff like roads and stuff like that. I like that because it's smart. And there I'm going to have another cabin here, because then we have the homelessness problem at least settled for now. Now all the collectible scraps are gone in this area, so we can now start with our first little industry. Unfortunately, we are a bit blocked here by these scrap piles, and I can't remove them with simple settlers. We do need some proper tools for that, and we can only do that with the scrapyard. Now, my industry should be probably somewhere here. We're going to need lots of space for proper industry later on, and we have lots of scraps in this area as well that we can get. So let's get the scrapyard, our very first big building here now on the way, just in this area. We're a bit further away perhaps from the village itself, because we're going to have, of course, lots of buildings around it then. This one, we're going to need for that in the logistics a storeroom, right? So this is where we store all the things that are being produced in the industry sector then, and a transporter is getting these resources then from the storage then to the settlement itself. So that is something that I would like to have. Very good. There's the storeroom coming together, and there is the scrapyard then coming together as well. So in the storeroom, because otherwise people would need to go to the bus all the time as storage, and this would, well, destroy a lot of time, obviously. Scrapyard finished, and now we can really get cracking on all of these scrap ruins for our first one. So I would like to remove everything here to make room for more building space. Scrapyard, we are actually already out of scrap, so I definitely do need that. Let's go ahead with the scrap collector and assign some 3 to that. Let's also reduce the amount of builders to at least have one more settler available. That's that. Also, I can see a drought is on the horizon here. That means that the lake is going to dry out pretty soon. Fortunately for us, we do have the wells, and they're independent from droughts and stuff like that, right? So we are looking rather stable on the water right now. Food is well, stagnant, if I should say that. So we have the gatherer cabin, and I might assign one more to that, so we have 4 on the gatherer cabin here working now too. These task flags that we had, let's get rid of them. We no longer need them. We have special buildings now that are working. Also here, the scrap collector flag, let's get rid of that. We have now the scrap yard for that. And as we can see, people are going in, taking their tools and then going for their ruins. And then they're delivering that to the storeroom where the first scrap is already coming in. And what we can see is those scrap piles here are going away, so we can now continue building our road into this area. They're very good, where we have our industry laid out. And here, it's not that visible yet because we got trees everywhere, but here I'm now going ahead and have my next industry. The scrapyard, of course, is only the beginning. It produces scrap for us, or it's collecting that, and then we do need the recycler to make something out of the scrap. So the scrap is then divided into the plastic or the cloth, the metal, and the plastic that we have. It's a cloth, metal, plastic, and electronics then as well later on. We also need coal. That is the charcoal kiln here, a very dirty building, so I'm going to have this a bit further away than from everything. Over here, this one is consuming wood then from us and is producing coal out of that. And I would also like to have now the first, let's say 3 recyclers that I will need to have in this area. So let's make it 3 just here to produce 1 for each of these types here. Of course, we will have quite a lot of them in this area then too. Another basic industry that is coming up here to life now. And what we still also need is, well, since tools is going down here, as we can see, I will need a workshop, because with the workshop we can produce tools out of metal then. But let's first finish those recyclers here, and also the charcoal kiln. Do we have any more workers? We don't. We are rather low on workers. We have 9 children though now at this point, right? So lots of schooly pooping happening here in my village. That means we're going to have new workers soon. Let's also have another cabin then just in this area, and let's make this one another road that we will just have here. Perfect. And can we squeeze in cabins here? We can. How very good. Let's also squeeze in 2 more cabins in this area, right, as we continue to grow. And I would like to have another paved road then here as well. And here as well. Looking good so far. Drought coming in 2 days. How's the radiation levels looking? Fine for now. They're actually being washed away a bit, so we should not worry about that too much at this point. Yeah, we have a very, very dried out soil around us, as we can see. There's not a lot of rain coming down. This will be very hard for fields later on. And that's pretty much it. Electricity, of course, we don't have at this point because there's the button for that. And we could see what is electrified, but that's something for later. Now, let's just see. The charcoal kiln is still missing. The 3 recyclers are finished. We can now decide what we want to produce here. So there we have the cloth, there we have the metal, and there we have the plastic then. And then I just would need to assign now those recyclers. We're just building that charcoal kiln, and then I'm going to reassign the remaining builders to that. Food and water is fine, so the amount of gatherers and the amount of well keepers is totally sufficient at this point. Yeah, and settlers without protective clothing, that's also piling up now. 4 children are coming to life though pretty soon, to adulthood. And there's also the charcoal kiln now being finished. So rather very basic buildings here by the looks of it, right? Definitely not very stable for a nice storm. Okay, next day, the next children are coming to adulthood, so that we have another settler. Let's assign this one to charcoal burner right away. This one is now starting its production. Oh, by the way, we have a rainy day today, so yeah. As we can see, soil moisture is going up again. Might be good for fields then. And many of our settlers are forced to move across this wasteland unprotected. We should boost our production of protective clothing, so that we do have a quest. The first quest that we do need them. Tailor shop we need to build, and we need to produce activated carbon masks, and we do get 6 activated carbon masks as a reward out of that. Yeah, we also have some new tabs here, like this one. I have no idea what that is yet. We'll see about that later. So I think a lot of new things are going to be unlocked over time. And builder-wise, we have finished those houses. Let's reassign the builders to the recyclers now, the refiners, right? So all 3 of them are working now and producing us these specialized products then, or material that we are going to need here. Oop, this is rather tricky. There we have it now. Electronics, by the way, I can't get out of that yet. Electronics is something for later, but right now I think we need the refinery for that. Alright, a few more are adults now. We can use this to build the tailor workshop that we need. Let's have our advanced industry a bit closer to the village there, but close enough to the storeroom that we have here that we're probably always going to need. So there we have the tailor shop, the first one, and across the street we're going to have then the workshop here for some tool production as well. Let's have this one right here, I guess. Perfect. And then we just need some more roads. There's one going out and there is one going out as well around the storeroom. And here, of course, we have the village in itself. So we're probably going to have the medical facility then here. That's a pretty huge building. So I definitely would like to have some room here as well. And definitely central as well, because people will flood that at some point. Now, there's still lots of people growing up at this point. Very good. And 2 more are coming then as well. Of course, with those people, they will want to have their own houses then. As we can see, one here is still alone. So there's still another adult that we need. And here there's already a new young family living in. So more children that will come in then. Yeah, it's now day 7. So the drought will be happening now anytime. And as we can see, there it's happening, and the lake is going out of water. No water here anymore, no fishes. And it's going to be a very dry day. If you only had, for example, now for the water, if we would have focused on the jetty now and the cistern, we would have a problem because they take the water from the lake and there would be no water now. But since we have the wells are working through the droughts and there's no problem here other than a high storage or a full storage capacity for these wells there. So we're at storage maximum, and for that I would need a water tower to store it. For that we do, however, still need plastic, and it's just coming in right now. Plastic and for these workshops there, I think. Yep, they do need some cloth here in this case. And this one here needs some metal there, and we don't have that yet. And I'm also going to assign some more builders here out of that. By the way, we still have some more adults now. Let's have a second one in the charcoal burner. We're going to need that soon now. The first coal is already coming in. Perfect. I'm going also ahead and finish this road here so that we have a big main road here in the center, just as the tailor shop is coming to completion. A nice new building here that we have, and we still need to say activated carbon mask, produce me that. And we can see it takes 2 cloth and 2 coal to produce 1, or I think 2 to produce 2 of that. All right, we don't have a lot of cloth yet. Where is my cloth coming in? There we have the cloth maker. And there's the refiner working on that, but yep, not fast enough. Let's assign a tailor to that. We still have the settlers available. There's 1 tailor now. And now we have built it, the tailor shop, and now we need to produce 2 activated carbon masks to finish this quest. We still have plenty of time there, so no problem really. This one's coming along fine. And the workshop has been built. Here we can now decide scrap tool or metal tool. The metal tool takes metal in addition, but it lasts longer. So we're probably going to start with the metal tools right away, and I'm going to have a technician working on that as well, as a new workshop is coming alive there as well. Definitely pretty warm there, so no problem for this person to go through winter. And just in time we finished those buildings because tools and our radiation protection is at 0 now. So we definitely do want to produce that. I am going to assign a second technician there as well. So this one can house 2 technicians and a second tailor here to the tailor shop to really start producing that. I think now also, yep, my cloth is still low. I'm going to have another recycler that we need for cloth. So let's just add another one here to this block there. Perfect. And we still have 130 medications, so herbal hut is not needed at the moment. What is needed is a bit more housing, so I'm going ahead and we're going to have some more cabins than here at this end of my village. There are 2 more. Perfect. So in the cabin a family lives that produces children. We would also have the shelter, a pretty big building that houses no families but singles, and it's not producing any children, right? So if we want to have some population control there, we could build some shelters, but right now I really would like to get all the adults that we get in order to have more workforce. Now, since there's lots of growing up, many more people are flooding in, the food supply is going down there a bit. I would like to go ahead and have now a hunting lodge as well. So we already have some food production over here in this area. Let's also get us the hunting lodge just out here that we can then use for some food production. I'm going to have... Oh, it's sure thing this new tailor shop will do a wonderful job. We've already started production and achieved the preliminary figures. So 6 activated carbon mass as a reward as well, and we finished the quest. If we don't finish the quest, we do get some morale drops there as well, like this one. So right now, well, average confidence, and the confidence level here boosts productivity and schooly pooping, making children. So we definitely should keep this one up there most of the time. And the gatherer cabin actually has no food here right now. Why? Because we had a drought and it takes a bit of time for plants and berries to regrow. The same goes with the fishes. And the hunting lodge though should be able to hunt then as well. We might also have the fishing hut then as well down here by the lake then, that we could have already, I think, but let's just wait on that for now. Let's build the hunting cabin. Professionals are complaining about a lack of tools. Maybe we ought to build a workshop. I did build one. There we have it. And metal tools I need to produce. It's already at metal tools. Perfect. So there should be no problem really, other than not having enough metal. That might be something. I would like to go ahead and have 2 more recyclers. So as you can see, we're going to need quite a few of them until we have the refinery, right? The refinery is much more efficient for that. But right now we still need the space and, well, the workforce for all of them. We have 3 settlers available here. I would like to have another cloth recycler. This one is going to be another metal recycler. And plastic, I think, is fine. We don't need that much plastic yet. So I'm just going to have another one working on cloth then, because we're going to need lots of radiation protection. And let's assign them as well to those positions there right away. And the new workshop is up and ready for action. Our engineers made an extra effort to immediately do something against the shortage of tools. That will surely help us a bit, and we get some 7 tools out of that. Perfect. Without tools, productivity really tanked, so we should always have some tools there in store. Oh, there's 5 children coming to adults soon, becoming adults soon, and I think the hunter is also ready. Perfect. Up here, it's another nice building. I'm really skeptical about these high towers. They're made out of scrap, but they seem to be stable for now. Alright, I think we've built everything that we want to build. Yep, so let's reassign at least 2 of those builders to the hunters over here. And for hunters, I will probably need to relocate them a bit so that we have some 500 food game available, basically. And yeah, animals, by the way, are roaming the map everywhere here, so they're just, you know, some of them might disappear then, others will come into our area again later on, so they're just roaming around and regrowing somewhere deep in the forest. And of course we can use them later then for animal pastures. Oh yes, food is really tanking, and also my water supply. For now, I could have probably, with the amount of plastic, another rainwater or first rainwater collector, right? So this one here stores water that is raining down, and quite a lot of that so too. So let's go ahead and have one, yep, down here by the lake, I guess. So somewhere, where do we have that? There we have the main road. Let's have our first rainwater collector, this one, and we should also have a water tower then ready for all the water production. That we're going to have down here as well, because there we have the lake, and where there's the lake, there is lots of water. Alright, food continues to dwindle. I will really need a fisherman now. Let's have the roads going all the way down here to the lake, and then we're going to have a fishing hut. I like them. They're producing steady supply of food for us. A bit tricky where we should build it though, because we cannot really build it anywhere. There we can build it a bit further away. Let's go ahead and do this. And of course we still need a road. Let's use this road system there that goes to that point. Right, so I probably will not be able to build that much here, but here I can build my water production then that we also need, right? Not so much here. Right, a lot of building projects are coming to completion. The rainwater collector is collecting now water. As you can see, it's raining, for example, and now it's producing water, of course. The fishing hut is ready. Oh my goodness, my food is low. So let's go ahead and let's have already 4 fishermen. So let's make this one full. all the building projects are finished, so let's have sign as 2 more to the wells then that we've also finished the 2 more wells. Coming up, the rainwater collector plus the fishing hut. I hope that's fine. More and more children are coming in, so we might be thinking about the shelter them pretty soon to population control us. Basically, we're doing quite well, Chief. We have everything we need for our survival, but some of us still think there could be a bit more after all. That group wants to stay on the safe side so that we have supplies when bad times come. Actually, not a bad idea. We need to stock some stuff now. Some scrap tools here, water stored, activated carbon mask. We do get some 100%. 100% of your settlers aged child, very old adults receive a positive effect on the confidence. Alright, that's okay-ish. It's not really needed. That's fine. 10 people are homeless. We will also need to tackle that. And then we will need to start with our first community buildings. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.